Okay, so look, when I tell you it's simple, I want you to take a look at these ingredients, right? We finna make a restaurant style steak. You know what I mean? I don't know no other way. How it got to become a restaurant style, that's cause I guess they making it for you. Well, I'll show you how to make these. It's so easy. Now, look at these ingredients right here. Look, you see this right here? Fresh ground black pepper, right? Kosher salt. Now, I do have a little trick, which I'm finna show you guys now. We're gonna dry brine it. We're gonna use a little bit of that. When I say a little bit, we're gonna use a lot of that salt. You guys will be questioning me, talking to me about it. For those of you guys that don't know, we got butter, that's gonna be for that basting, and then we got garlic cloves. Right now, if you come over here, we got rosemary and thyme. Very, very traditional. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys this number one question right here. How do you guys like your steak? Let me know down in the comment section below. And I intentionally didn't mention this right here. Here we go, folks. USDA Prime. Now listen, this is a boneless, ribeye steak. Look at that right there. I'm just gonna lay him right there. Next, we're getting ready to, make sure everything is nice, dry. Look at that. Look at the marbling on this, folks. Now, when I talk about marbling, you see all of this right here. This is the flavor. This is the fat. We even gonna go ahead and do a little bit like this. But look, that is nice right there. So, let me move on to the next step. I'm gonna say it like this. It's a little bit of a part to it, you know what I mean? When I say, I divide this up into two parts. When I do these, you don't have to do this, but if you guys are looking for the maximum flavor, we wanna go ahead and brine, right? Everybody knows that I always use kosher salt. If you look at it, if you just come in here, let me see. I'd have to bring it over here. It's a coarse grind, right? So let me bring that over there like that. I like this. I put this on the top. Listen, it's gonna look like a lot of salt, but what it does is when you get it, it's gonna take a little bit of salt. You put that on the top of there, right? You can go ahead and give it a little bit of pat. And then whatever falls down on whatever plate or tray that you're using, get it all over. I like to get it all on the sides and everywhere. I flip it over and I do the same thing. I'm gonna quit talking about it. I'm just gonna show you as I go. Right, so now look at what I'm doing. Look at the coverage, right? There's not a lot of salt, folks. What it's gonna do is it's gonna dry out some of this moisture in the inside, and by the morning, it's gonna rehydrate everything back and take the salt in it with it, right? This is how we get the flavor. Look at the thickness of this. You see that right there? We want it to be flavorful down there, not just on the top. All right, so now we do the exact same thing that we did on the other side, right? Now, I know you just saw that, drop on the, onto the tray. That is no problem, folks. You want to get it on the side because remember, I told you we finna pick these up and make sure that we have, salt throughout. Okay, so this is gonna work in the refrigerator. You know what I mean? We're gonna put these in there overnight. Ooh, I like the way this is looking right here. This is good, even coverage. You know what I mean? So we'll do that. You just take a little bit, put a little bit here, and a little bit there, right? So this is why I say that. Remember we talked about this right here? See that right there? Now I take it like this, and I just work it around. We want to pick it all up. See, it's starting to get moist. Call that like a meat sweat, right? So don't worry. You do this, and here. All this comes into play, right? Put that there. We do the same thing over here. Now I think I'm gonna just add a little bit more to it. Now, some of you guys are gonna be asking me how come I'm not gonna be using, black pepper. I can tell you this from a lot of the queuing that I do, black pepper takes on a whole different taste, and it makes everything a little bit dark. So listen, this is supposed to be for Valentine's Day, so we want this to be one of the prettiest steaks we've ever seen, right? We're gonna add something to it, but we're not gonna put it on there and start frying it, start, putting it in the pan at an early, time, right? So you see that right there? And notice how I'm doing this. I just like to keep everything bunched up just like this, nice and tight. I'm looking at it and I love it. Now, here's the key. And that is, we're gonna put this in the refrigerator and we're not gonna cover it. Just trust me, folks. We getting into like a little bit of like that dry aging for them long days, but overnight, this is gonna be perfect. It's gonna allow that salt to penetrate this meat, pull out some of that moisture, hydrate with the moisture, and then go back in there. I want you guys to look at it, first thing in the morning, when I bring this out, and you'll see it's gonna look a little dry, but we ain't worried about none of that. Then we're gonna go ahead and, cook it up. Now, I asked you guys, what is the way you like to eat your, your steak? Is it well done, medium well, medium? Now we're finna get in down to them low temperatures. Some of you guys like to eat that raw meat, so they say, but it's not raw. You know what I mean? So if you wanna do medium rare, or if you wanna do rare, which I don't suggest, medium rare or medium well. I like mine medium well. Anyway, I'm not gonna overtalk no more. Put this in the refrigerator, no covering, no napkin, no nothing. Let the refrigerator do its work and let that salt work. Hey, see you tomorrow. All right, folks, look, day 2, super excited. I might not have it on my face right now, but listen, when it comes to steak, I eat these quite often. I kind of like slow down a little bit because I done had them so much, you know what I mean? But come on in here and take a look at this right here. This is what it look like when they come out of that refrigerator. Now, these have been out of the refrigerator for about, I'm gonna say about an hour. What I wanna do is, or what you wanna do is you bring them out of the refrigerator and you wanna let these start to, become room temperature, right? And I'm gonna explain that part to you right now. Let's look at this side of this right here. Let's just say this line right here will be the middle, right? If that's super cold and we go in here to try to cook it to get it to the desired tenderness that we want, whether we want medium rare, medium, or well done, right? You gotta cook it. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, if we cooking to put that heat on there, if this center part right here is cold, you'll never be able to get that cooked. So when you have it room temperature, folks, you know what I mean? It makes it easier. We're gonna put the sear on it and then we're gonna just flip it back and forth and then we're gonna monitor it, right? And how we gonna monitor the internal temperature here? And that's this right here. You gotta get yourself one of these. You know what I mean? That'll be one of these meat thermometers. Gotta have one. I know, Granny, I know I can feel you nudging on my shoulders right now, telling me, hey, that's not how I get down, but look, that's to get down for 2026. You know what I'm saying? We gotta check that internal. Now, if you look over here, we got the cast iron. Oh, before we even get over here, I want you to pay attention right here. Look, we got some rosemary, and we got some thyme, we got butter, and then we got some garlic. This is super easy, to do. A lot of people are scared of it. Most people that I know like to have their steak well done anyway, so you won't have no problems, right? But if you want to reach the temperature of 125 to 130, we got to work with it a little bit, right? So we just going to sear it, get it nice and hot, and then we're going to keep flipping it back and forth, and then we're going to check our internals again with this. Let me pull this out. Now, with the cast iron right here, because this holds super heat, right? Let's go ahead, and I'm going to start with a high flame, you know what I mean? Because I want to get this nice and hot. All right, look, I'm going to stand in front of this so I can have something dark in the background. I want you to look at this right here. You can see that this is hot, right? This is what we're going to need. Now, when you look at my steaks, I'm not going to add no more salt because we did all of that. It has brined very, very good. You see how dry that is? After the salt draws out the moisture, then it rehydrates it back in the inside and takes that flavor with it, right? So we got some good marbling. I'm going to start with this one here, right? So you see that right here? You see this is nice and hot. You don't want to do anything but put this down right here in the center. And that's it. What I do is I do take my finger and just make sure that I got maximum, maximum surface contact, right? So we leave it like that. I'm looking at this. Okay, now I went from high because I wanted to get my skillet nice and hot. Now I go to a medium high. Oh, we good. We working now. Super easy. And then I only keep it like this for about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna flip it over. And then we're gonna come back to it. We're gonna keep doing that until we get that internal to where we want it. For those of you guys that wanna have that well done meat, you know what I mean? You cook it like how you wanna cook it, but I'm gonna be honest with you, like a good medium, I don't do the medium rare, but I love it when it's medium. I'll let you guys know all of the terms and all of that, as far as the degrees and all of that in just 1 second. Right now, let's just concentrate and keep up with our time. Now, I don't even know, running it back, did I even say that this is a ribeye? I hope that I did, but this is ribeye steak, nice thickness. We right at 2 minutes right now, so I'm gonna just take it. We all look at it together. Oh, you see when it releases itself, we good. Then I turn this over here, right? Look at that. That's a nice little crust. I can feel it with the tones, right? I can't say enough about it, right? Don't forget, holiday coming up, you know what I mean? But this video is still good for any time of the year. Anytime you want to make steak, you need some reference, let's go with this right here. Right, so listen, we're going to take this off at about 135 for me. You know what I mean? You guys want to do 130, because you got to remember, when you take it off, it's going to still continue to cook. And the key thing about making a steak is, or any big piece of meat, I'll take that back. I'm saying the wrong thing, folks. The key is, anytime you guys are doing meat, everything needs to rest. Some things need to be served hot, right away. But these right here, when you're doing a steak, you want it to go ahead and to relax, and then it brings back the juices in the inside. A lot of times, if you cut a steak, early, it won't be as juicy as you would think. You know why? Because it'd be all over your board and be in your juice ring. Okay, we did another 2 minutes. I don't need to temp nothing because I know it's not ready. Look at the thickness of the steak. You know what I mean? This is what you'll learn after making them. Now I'm gonna bring it back over. Look at that right there. Now we starting to look good, folks. We getting even better. You see that? Now I have that over here. Let me go ahead and temp it. Let's see where we at right now. Ooh, it's starting to feel good. 103, where we at? Okay, it's settling in. Come on. All right, we're about at 100 degrees right now. Let's see where we at over here. Okay, we just keep flipping this back and forth, right? Now, we don't want that to burn. Remember we had the butter? I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down because I got enough. It looked great to me, right? I turned it down, now I'm just at a medium flame, that's it. Check me out now. I'm gonna go ahead, let me move this out the way. Bring that over there, drop that in here. Let me grab my knife. And when I grab my knife, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. What I do is I take my garlic cloves and I just tap them like this. Smash them. You wanna see them open up. We wanna get some of that garlic flavor in this butter, right? There we go. I like to see it splatter in here. All right, there we go. You gotta almost like obliterate, or whatever that word is. Now, we at a medium. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in here just like this. Come on. There we go. And I'm gonna add that to it. Right? We want all of this to melt. Get in there with that garlic. Then we're gonna take our thyme and our rosemary. Right, now remember, we're doing this right at about 100 degrees, right? I'm gonna flip it again, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna baste, right? So now I'll just put this over here like this for now. I'll bring that around. Ooh, you can smell it right off at the back. Yes. Now we working, folks. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna add a little bit more butter to it. All right, so come in here and take a look. I just added myself another, quarter stick of butter, just so I can get enough, right? So what I do is I take this and I just baste. Remember, I just got a medium flame underneath the bottom. We just infusing this with a little bit of this, thyme, rosemary, the traditional, and garlic, flavors inside of this right here, right? So I keep doing that. Now I'm gonna flip it one more time. And when I flip this next time, what I'm gonna do, then I will be, taking another temperature. Then we just baste. Actually, I'm gonna turn this off right now. Let's go ahead and turn this fire off. I think this is gonna be just fine, right? So we'll check, just see where we at. The residual heat will keep it going. Oh yeah. Look at this right here. Yes, sir. Now let's go ahead and check them internals. See where we at. We need a little bit more. I'm gonna let it continue to, this cast iron, folks, it's gonna continue to cook. You see that right there? That's a 96. Let's see right here. Oh, about the same. 103. Let's see what we're working with over here on the edges. Should be, we're about the same, right? I'm just gonna flip this one more time. I'm gonna baste it a little bit more, let this heat continue to cook it. All right, once you get to that desired temp that you're looking for, you wanna take this and just put it on your board or your plate, and we gotta let it rest. Now, I'm gonna see you guys in 15 minutes. That'll be perfect for this. But you see that right there? Why would you go to the, I understand we go to the restaurant, to the steakhouses, even I do it. It's all about the experience. But if you want to make something at home, just as good as what they make, that they're selling you, then this is it right here. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Okay, folks, look, this has been resting for 15 minutes. Obviously, you can see I changed my board. So what we're finna do is now just go ahead and cut it. Remember, I make my steaks to the way I like them. If you guys don't, you know what to do. We use our instant read, a thermometer to get the temperature that we want, 5 degrees under. Meaning if you want it to be 135 degrees, we would take it off at 130. We would let it rest because it's gonna rise up, probably get to about 135, and then it'll start coming on down. All of that be done in the resting process, right? So I can always tell you from experience, everything on the outside will be a little bit more done than what's in the center of the steak right here, right? So this is how I make a steak, you know, for like my family, you know what I mean? Because she like to have hers, you know, a certain way, right? So we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and just get these in here. Let's get some real slices. Quick cutting them super thin. Whew. I'm going to go ahead and do this real fast. Look, this is the way my wife like hers, right? So I'm going to cut this off. That right there, that's some good eating right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just cut these. Let me get these layered, and then we'll take a look at them. All right, folks, look, this is a great steak for myself. Again, listen, if you guys want me to make a video and you want me to see it medium rare, everybody want to see it because that's the way they eat it. Then what about all the people that make it well done? So the way I make my steaks is you can see everything on the outer part, especially like the ends, those be a little bit more well done. That's the way my folks like theirs. It's nothing I can do. Even when I do a roast, you know what I mean? It doesn't make no difference. It could be prime rib. I got to make it the way everybody wants to see it and the way I eat it also. And then I got to take hers and put it back in the cast iron, on a piece of cast iron, and just make sure she don't see no red. But listen, I'm tired of talking. I'm holding back all of this in my mouth. Hey, cheers, y'all. All right, so if you guys come in and take a look at this right here. Look at how that center come out. That's the way I like mine. This little piece of fat right here don't bother me. You know what I mean? Believe me, when I eat this, I'm gonna eat it all. But this right here, and look at it. Right? This is what you want. And you can see it's juicy still. Look, you see that right there? I don't want to push all the juice out. But I just want to let you know, I'm getting ready to throw down. Actually, I'm finna give me a couple of pieces of, a couple of flour tortillas. Give me this little guacamole that I just made. And I dice that down and we finna eat, folks. Hey, with that being said, you guys let me know. I'm ready for all the comments telling me, hey, homie, I like mine this way. Well, let me know how you like yours. And you know what? Make it. If you're having dry brine, though, hey, we got to do that. In the refrigerator, no cover, kosher salt over that overnight. And when you come up with this, I promise you, everybody that does it that way, you will tell me when you took your first bite, whether it was on the end, the middle, the back, or the top, or the bottom. Doesn't make no difference. It's gonna have nothing but flavor. With that being said, I'm gonna say this right here. Listen, if you're new to my channel, let me take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there. There's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And now it is time to eat. I'm out. Peace.